Hey you guys, I am back with another video today, and yes, there is background noise where I'm at, so just bear with me. But today I am back with another video to talk about the Scamanda of it all, okay? Scamanda, okay, and Wes. Poor Ciara having to honestly just go through all of this. Honestly, I did not expect something to happen like this in reality television history. Now, here's the thing, like, I don't even watch Summer House, so like, for me to even be seeing this speculating, like, it's just like, a really big shocker to me to just, like, see all of, like, this speculation. Why would a best friend do that? Mind you, Ciara was supporting Scamanda for years, and then she turns around and does this, basically hook up with Wes, which is, like, I think Ciara's former ex, right after, mind you, like, during to, like, right after her marriage. It's just like, girl, you were already going through a horrible situation of your own when it comes to marriage and dating, so why now try to go shoot your shot for your best friend's ex? Like, I just don't get it. I thought, like, when you're going through a divorce, there was no need to go pursue your best friend's ex. Like, there's just no need, right? Like, the goal is to focus on yourself. The goal is to be working on yourself, not to be over here. And mind you, like, to have a good friend like this, like, and like, I feel like Ciara didn't realize, like, Amanda was never a friend to her. And now I haven't watched Summer House to really say if I can really decide that, like, if Ciara saw the red flags in Amanda as a friend and she just ignored them and continue being her friends, because a lot of people will tend to do that, and then later when they get heavily backstabbed, it's like they realize that they were missing something this whole time with this friendship, which was not even needing to be their friend. So yeah, I feel like this whole situation is just very shady. I do not know how Scamanda is gonna come back from this. Wes, this whole reunion literally had nothing to say. Like, Wes literally had nothing to say basically this whole reunion. I'm surprised that he had no tears in his eyes, and I think he said, like, he took something that, like, made him, like, not cry. Amanda basically was, like, doubling down, and okay, she did, I'm gonna say this, maybe Amanda did feel attacked, but here's the thing, when you roll in mud, you're gonna get attacked, and there's just no way I could offend Amanda. Like, I wish I can, because as someone who constantly gets ganged up on herself, I really wish I could defend Amanda in a way where I felt like, everyone was ganging up on her and she was trying to, like, explain her side of the story. But honestly, it's just like, you never go for your best friend's ex. I'm just like, if she didn't do that, like, this reunion would have not been this sad and honestly, like, this dramatic. Like, it would have never been this dramatic or this sad had she not rolled in mud, like, just like what Ciara said. And mind you, like, I'm not gonna comment on her appearance, because as a girl who used to get bullied for her appearance, yeah, I'ma just not comment on her appearance. But, like, other than that, I don't know, like, I don't think that she deserved to get, like, she deserved to get tore up, sorry. But Ciara, sorry, I don't feel like, she deserved to, like, be talking to Ciara in a way where it was just like, she was like, and yes, I do feel like, she regrets of what she ddid, but I don't know if she's fully sorry. I feel like she truly wanted to be with Wes. What was weird to me was that in the reunion part 2, when she cried, to, like, go to the bathroom because, like, she felt so attacked that, like, she had to, like, leave the reunion, everybody was asking Wes, being like, telling Wes to be like, hey, go after your girl, like, go after your girl and whatnot. And it's just like, bro, so was it really worth it, guys? Like, was it really worth it? Like, y'all were that bored. So basically, Wes and Amanda were that bored that Amanda was this bored that she had to basically target her best friend. Like, I'm just like, you were that bored that you had to go target your best friend and whatnot. And to me, it honestly just sucks. Like, and I'm just like, mind you, you and Wes are, like, grown adults. Like, you guys are grown adults acting like this. Mind you, you're trying to now resolve the situation. Meanwhile, Ciara, she is, like, now on Love Island After Sun, interviewing the Olympian Beatrice, okay? Like, to me, I just feel like, karma is good when it's deserved. Like, I feel like when it comes to Scamanda, she was bored, but I'm just like, how could you be that bored when you are literally an adult with free will? Is it that you're living to paycheck, so you probably, but I'm like, girl, you're not even living paycheck to paycheck. I'm just like, girl, were you that bored that you literally had to just hook up with your best friend's ex? And it's just like, look how Wes looks. Like, he doesn't even look handsome. He, like, okay, I could see if it was someone handsome, like someone who was, like, extremely attractive. I could see if it was, like, maybe an NBA player or like a football player, but, like, you literally targeted your best friend or your former best friend for this man. Like, he doesn't even look like he could really fully provide. He looks like he doesn't have a backbone. And honestly, like, I feel as though, like, he does not know what he's doing in his life. He does not know what he's doing in this relationship with Amanda. If I need to laugh at someone, I would probably laugh at Wes more, because it's like, damn, like, you're a man who has no backbone. But I get it, like, men honestly just can't change. But when it comes to Amanda, I'm like, girl, really, like, you didn't have anything better to do. Mind you, Ciara is literally in Fiji, a host on After Sun, okay? Ciara is getting all these brand deals. See, Amanda could have been probably getting brand deals with Ciara had she not, targeted Wes. But, Ciara, she's over here getting all these brand deals now. Meanwhile, Amanda is over here trying to, now think about and reflect on what she did to Ciara and basically, her hooking up with Wes. So now she has to really just, go and reflect when she could have probably been making a lot of money, or even a lump sum of money off of just brand deals. You guys see how karma works? And I'm just like, this adult child didn't have anything else better to do. You couldn't work on any brand deals. You couldn't maybe just start a podcast. She could just do so much with her life. Yeah, she could have done so much more with her life. Even me, bro, I've never dated in my life, and I used to be the type of girl that if I saw somebody dating, I thought that I had to start dating too. But now I'm so healed where it's just I'm not like that. And I don't get so bored to the point where I'm about to go take my best friend's man. Mind you, I literally have friends who are in relationships, who are pursuing guys, and I would never take their man. I would never take their man because I have so much other things to focus on. And I feel that Amanda is just so male centered. Her priority is I need to talk about this on my TikTok, but her priority is just truly focused on a man and a man only. That's what that's giving. All she cares about, she's so male centered where I feel male centered women are people who basically mess up their whole life in order to pursue a man, and they put their goals on the back burner. Okay, so now let's talk about Ope going home. And honestly, I felt bad. I truly felt bad because but honestly, he deserved it. But I also felt bad. No, I feel he should have stayed because honestly, he was such good TV. Now, who are we gonna laugh at? Who are we gonna laugh at now? I just don't really understand this. I don't know why he had to be the one going home along with, I believe, Victoria, because Victoria was doing really well, exploring things with that white guy. I forget his name, so I'm gonna just say white guy. And Ope was also exploring things with Victoria. And mind you, right before Ope was leaving the villa, he was getting into arguments with all types of people during the challenge of episode 12. So it's just for him to be arguing with people and then he has to be dumped in the villa right after is kind of just upsetting, because it's just damn, he really was trying to recover and do better after he pulled that stunt with Angelistica, whatever, with I'll just call her Angela. When he pulled that stunt with Angela, he really was trying to be better and change and really just focus on exploring things with Victoria. So it was just him going home, it was kind of just sad, because he really was a good environment to the villa. People really did like him, and he did have a lot of bromance that he was friends with. But it was just weird to me how he was just arguing with the girls during the challenge and then he got dumped. That's just so sad. But honestly, I feel he was kind of wasting his time exploring too much. I feel there's such a thing, there's a thing such as exploring too much. And I feel after he pulled the stunt with Angela, nobody was really interested in him, because and I feel also it had to do with I feel what sent him home was his ego. I feel he had such attention seeking ego that the spirits just sent him home. I feel his attitude was a little bit off putting, because he felt so insecure that Angela found a better man than him, which was Symbol. I feel Ope was jealous of Angela and Symbol's relationship. And when he even saw Victoria was exploring, or that other black girl in the villa was exploring someone else, he really felt some type of way, I feel at times. And I feel he was getting frustrated. So for him to be voted out the villa right after, it's kind of just damn. And I feel he was also an outsider so on this current season of Love Island. But I really do feel Ope, he really was an outsider in the villa. He truly was a true outsider. And he didn't really have lots of friends and whatnot. I feel at times he was just left out. I don't know, that's what it's to me, that's what it's giving to me. And I do think the guys really loved him. Those will always be his homies, his friends, whatever you call it, bromance. But the girls were just mean to him. And then for them to be arguing with him, and I get it, most of it was his fault. It's you guys know this guy is sensitive, so why keep poking at him? I don't know. I just feel you just stop poking at him, because he really is sensitive, and he may have some mental disorder where he doesn't really get he doesn't really have lots of social cues. So then for him to go home, and then the girls to change their mood from arguing with him to now being upset being upset that he's leaving, is kind of just damn, we were just arguing and now I had to go leave the villa. Honestly, I just hope he finds someone outside the villa. I think that Love Island truly was not for Ope, because honestly, I think Ope had too much options in that villa, so he was kind of distracted. And I really do, Angela did stop by and did kind of just say bye to him and be I really just hope you just wish him the best. But honestly, yeah, I did feel, I cried. I honestly cried when he was going home, because it was just damn, you're now leaving the villa. And like, mind you, he was funny. Like, he really was good TV. Like, Ope was really giving us good TV. I even commented that on someone's TikTok. Like, Ope was giving us the best TV ever that, like, you know, he could ever give us. I mean, I was really just like, he was all of it. And mind you, when I saw the preview for, like, you know, next episode, because I'm behind on Love Island UK, I truly was just like, damn, like, bro, there's no Ope. Like, what type of TV, like, who is going to be the drama of the show? And like, mind you, he was also like someone of, like, you know, diversity. So it's just like, now that he's going home and, like, you know, the other black girl is going home, it's just like, who are we going to have as entertaining TV? Well, we have Angela and we have Simbo. Now, if Simbo messes up, then that will continue to give us good TV. But now it's just like, we're just going to be watching a bunch of white people give us just boring, plain TV. And I honestly just don't like that. I like to have people of, you know, diversity. So him leaving is just like, damn. But I really hope that Simbo and Angela give us good TV. Like, I really hope they give us good TV. I really want to see what happens with Angelista and Simbo. I want to see if, you know, some guy comes out in Casa and picks up, you know, Angelista, or I want to see if Simbo explores another girl. Like, I really want to see if Simbo, like, you know, messes up and how Angelista would, you know, feel, because it seems to me as though, like, you know, Angelista, like, she seems like a very sensitive person. But honestly, I didn't like, and I also didn't like how the audience, there was some of the audience that was happy that he was going home. Like, when he had to go home, the audience was like, oh, the Lord's good. I just, like, we just all need to take a moment and just feel sorry for him, because honestly, to go home, like, I don't know, after a challenge when, like, you know, you kind of felt like you were being made fun of and, like, poked at, it's just a lot. Now, if that happened to Soul on Love Island USA, to me, that would just be worse. But honestly, I wouldn't mind it, because then Beatrice would be staying. But anyways, on back to Love Island UK. Yeah, I honestly hope that Ope just finds somebody outside of the villa. I just know there's someone out there for him. Like, he doesn't seem like as bad of a guy. I don't know about his history before Love Island when it comes to dating, but I really want to maybe see, like, you know, what his exes will say about him, if, like, you know, he ever cheated and whatnot. But if not, like, I feel like he's not that bad of a guy as, like, you know, Love Island UK was making it seem like. Like, I remember, like, you know, Love Island UK would, like, you know, kind of, like, you know, just show scenes of, like, him, you know, making, like, you know, faces of him just laughing. Like, the producers were really focused on him, and I get it. He was good TV. He was the drama. Okay, he was the drama of the show. I get it, but at the same time, it's just like, dang, like, can we also make someone else a villain? Like, they were really trying to just villainize Ope. I feel like production, when it comes to Love Island USA and Love Island UK, they're both doing a bad job. Like, both of them are doing a bad job when it comes to, like, you know, production in both versions of, you know, Love Island UK and USA. I also feel like, you know, the USA version of Love Island has become better than Love Island UK. The earlier seasons of Love Island UK seem more juicier. I'm on season 2. I didn't finish it, so nobody spoiled it for me. But yeah, like, I truly feel bad for this man. Ope was a big outsider. Honestly, what would be good is if Ope and Soul were to be a couple. Like, I would honestly want to see that. Like, I really truly want to see maybe Ope from Love Island UK and Soul from Love Island USA being a couple. But yeah.